Every single person, you've just got to see every minute what happens and what's spoken about and things like that, because you just can't assume. If you assume, like you say, you can really muck up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
But sometimes you can have it right on first impression. Let's be right, yeah. You can.
I mean, I had a good impression about you, and you've stepped up to the plate. So
No one has a good impression.
You had a
of
good
me.
impression of me, right?
And you got it wrong. You got it wrong.
which is obviously a lot easier to clip on, clip off when.
I never knew about that either. And that clips onto the clips.
Where'd you sell these
That's
products?
amazing. How did we not know this?
If you want to go and do something, you can do it. Like, I grew up on a farm, so my strength was way more than, other maybe women or girls. I never ever shied away from doing anything. I was always driving the tractors and I was always heavy lifting. And I think if I'd gotten to a point where that's something that I wanted to go into industry, and I think, no offence to all the plumbers and heating engineers, but I think I could do that if I trained.
Yeah, of course you could. Anyone could do it.
Yeah, it's not.
Anyone could do it.
It's not a male-female thing. I just think it starts at school.
Right, welcome back to another episode of Off the Job. Today we have Annette from Talon.
Hello.
Their regional sales manager, so welcome.
Welcome, Annette. Welcome.
Thanks very much. Nice to be here.
Annette.
Some people say they call you Annette.
Yeah, things like that.
Do they call you Annette?
Yeah. I mean, I've been called Lauren before as well.
Lauren. I mean, yeah. I'm just
That's a bit random, yeah.
Yeah. Was your dad a fisherman?
No.
Right.
No.
Bad joke. Got to get them ones out, ain't you?
What about the one about standing in the tennis court all day?
Ah, that one. That's a good one. Yeah.
There's been a few of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, so yeah.
I know it's back to school, but I'm not sure that...
What? What?
Back to school jokes.
Yeah, we don't have to do some crap jokes. I did some crap jokes last night.
Oh.
Know about it, yeah.
Where were you?
Right, this is not about you, Pete, all right?
No, just saying. Just saying on the theme of jokes, yeah.
But yeah, Annette, thank you for coming on. Yeah, so share us a little bit about yourself, sort of. We ain't got to go too deep into like when you was 4 years old, but I suppose we start off like when you left school, did you get into a trade-related sort of job, or what was...
I actually went
what
to
did you want to
university.
do? Okay.
I studied sociology. I actually wanted to be a teacher until I realised that you'd have to deal with so many parents.
Do you know what I mean? It's the worst job in the world, isn't it? A
Yeah.
teacher. They reckon that is one of the most stressful jobs next to being a plumber, right? That you, for whatever reason, yeah, and I'm losing my train of thought now because
Well, it's 30. Can you imagine like being like, okay,
No.
it's PE, it's 36 kids, and you've got to what? Like most people
you
can't
got
handle
to
two.
control all them kids.
I'll
you
take
know
my
what I
hat
mean?
off to anyone that's a teacher.
Yeah.
I remember,
That is,
yeah, when I was at
There's no
school,
way.
there's like 33 kids, but we had one teacher.
That's what I mean. But how did they do that?
Now, though, they got assistants in there. They do have assistants.
Yeah, but
now.
even two
They have
people.
assistants.
That's
oh, come on,
15 kids each.
there's about 3, maybe 4 now in the class,
Yeah.
isn't they? Yeah, they've
Oh,
divided
not
it up
sure.
a bit. But I wouldn't want to do it still.
No.
Stitch that. I would be able to control myself, my temper. Do you know what I mean? It'd be like,
You'd be ranting at the kids.
I would definitely. I think it's more the parents that I can't deal with. Like kids, I think are easy. Like because you can like they're fun and they're like they want to learn most of the time, and especially youngsters. But I think it's when it's the parents are going, well, I didn't need school. I didn't. I mean, did you say that? I don't know whether you.
maybe. Probably. But it'll be the things that would wind me up would be that the parents think their kids are angels.
Yes, yeah.
They? That's the
Yeah.
thing. Oh, well, it couldn't have been him.
Yeah.
No, he's not like that at home.
No.
He might not be at home, but he's a little prick here. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I would know. That's why I wouldn't be a teacher.
And I just think that kids need a lot more than someone that's not going to be as chilled out, or as calm as. And I probably would be the same as you. So
Yeah.
I just thought actually I'm more.
It's a bit like being a police officer, isn't it?
What
I
do you
also
think the
can't do
right
that.
type of teacher is?
There
What
has to be
personality do you
stern,
think you
but-
need?
I don't know. They need to be stern, I think, because I respected a lot of my teachers, but they also need to understand everybody's different. Because I had really good teachers when I went to school. I learned that I was like a visual learner. I learned that
Same.
yeah. So like even you guys laughing at my like colours,
No, I wouldn't.
but
laugh
it
at
helps
that.
me like even just break things apart.
yeah.
So I had a teacher that said to me, "Come on, like." You need to think about how you learn. And she'd make it into like pictures on the board, and it sounds silly. I wouldn't write one word at school, but actually I was getting A's and B's in all my exams because of my teachers. So I think that's why I wanted to be a teacher.
Was you the inventor of the coloured clips?
Yeah.
Was it you?
He's like, we need coloured
We need
clips.
to identify it and break it down for Annette.
Yes, exactly. Hey, listen, we've got black link spaces now. What more do you want?
Ah, I'm all over that. I'm a little bit of Instagram and me black clips. I love them.
So we got a bit
How
of
far did
everything.
you get into the teaching career then?
I didn't. I just did sociology.
Okay.
And when I was at uni, I had like 4 different jobs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of
What were
those. So I know I've always been in sales because growing up we had horses and we sold horses, and I think that you just kind of learn from your peers. Like my dad was a definite big salesman. So yeah, always been into sales. I loved like even bar work. I managed a pub and things like that because I like
You like that human interaction?
Yes,
Yeah.
love it. And then I got scouted basically from the pub to go and work for a company all over the UK selling faux fur clothing. So very random. But again, sales, people, interaction, different managers all the time. Yeah, and then I moved to Essex and
Oh yeah. Whereabouts? Oh,
near South End.
Oh, Southend. Yeah.
South End.
Southend.
Yeah, no, lovely place. Had a nice time, and the guy I was with was a heating engineer.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, unfortunately, won't do that again.
What, never get the heating engineer?
Yeah, they are a different breed.
Yeah.
Those heating
Don't
engineers.
come home.
Especially the ones that just think they're heating engineers and not plumbers. Yeah, I got.
Oh God, you can't call a heating engineer a plumber.
No, yeah, we've had this discussion the other week, haven't we? Yeah, they're the ones who
They
think
get
they're a little bit
very
cut
upset.
above the rest of the old
Yeah.
heating engineers. They're a little bit posher. Yeah, they wear gloves and stuff like that, and they're different breed. So.
Yeah, no, all good fun, but it just meant that I heard about a job in the plumbing industry, in sales, and I just emailed and went for it.
So something good came out of the relationship.
Very good,
You
yeah.
have to take positives.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
This is not like therapy.
Oh, I'll leave now then. No, so yeah, I've always loved sales, part of everything, and it just happened to be plumbing and heating. That
So
I
did
went
you
into.
pass your university, whatever degree
Yes,
or
yeah,
whatever?
yeah, I
it
got my
was,
degree.
in sociology.
Yeah, which is about society and people, why people do things. So
Right, so you're very like qualified for this role you're in then, aren't you? Really?
it's all about people, and I think I'm really interested in people, about how people work, about how like society puts people in boxes, and then you kind of got to break that down a little bit.
Yeah, it's quite fascinating, isn't it? Trying to like, when you meet someone, sort of, you're almost like figuring them out in a way. Like,
Yeah. Well, I go into 8 different merchants a day, for example. I've got 8 different types of managers. I've got, those 8 different types of sales counters. There are different people behind them every single time.
Yeah.
And you have to realise that even if you met them 2 months ago, those same people are going through something different on the day that you go in. So even if they were really bubbly and
Like you
bright
say,
and
it's
wanted,
learning to adapt. Yeah.
every second is, adapting. So you might walk in and have a meeting booked, and actually you can see that they are stressed and busy and probably can't fit you in, but they're trying to be polite. There's no point in sitting them down for 40 minutes and trying to talk about something new, because what you can do is say, look, I can see that it's quite a stressful day. Did you want to just say 10 minutes and then I'll just show you a few things and then we can come back to this, or I can come back later, or did you want to reschedule? I'm back in the area next Tuesday. Yeah, so you've got to adapt with every person, because it's
And
so
it's
important.
like different types of people. I think it's very important to adapt like to situations, because then it allows you to be able to be with different groups of people.
Yeah.
Not just like their mood, but someone that's a bit more posh, or like
Yeah,
it allows you to have that sort of
Yeah.
interaction with different types of people.
yeah, and I think also some people need something different from you each time. So some people, I need to go in there with statistics of why the product I've got in front of me is going to help their business or help their customers or save them money or whatever it might be. They need stats, whereas someone else might go in and I know that actually I'm just going to say, listen, this is going to be good for you. And they go, okay, cool, whatever you say. And I go in and I make sure that everything's merchandised and looks good. and then I say, you've actually run out of this and this. Shall I put an order on? Yeah, grand. Like, people are different. So some people need exactly why they need graphs and all sorts. And then some people actually just need to know they can trust you.
Yeah.
Have you ever met many Gregs in the merchants?
Gregs, what do you mean?
Greg, the guy, you walk into the merchants.
Oh, it's Annette.
Not the.
It's Annette from Talon here. Do you want a coffee, Annette? Oh, yes, please. There's the machine over there. It takes 2 tens. You know what I mean? Annette, was your dad a tennis umpire?
That type of bloke, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, I've met
Loads
some
of Gregs.
very...
I've never heard of a Greg.
Yeah.
No, I
that
haven't
is a
either.
Greg.
Only
Is
the
it-
shop where you get a bacon roll and a coffee.
Yeah, but the Gregs are like that. You got them. And what they are as well, they're also like sort of like jobs worthy as well. They're a little bit jobs worthy, But I always used to talk about Greg at the place that I used to go to, and it'd be a case of like I'd phone him up and go, "Hi, Greg." I said, "Have you got a part for a boiler?" And he'd go,
Yeah, it's not coming in at the moment. It's in the distribution centre.
and I'm like, "Can I go over there then?"
No, it's against policy. You'll have to wait until it comes. And you think to yourself, it's just not very helpful, this guy. Do you know what I mean?
And he just gets butter when you go in and you get the ump because he's got your order wrong. Do you know what I mean? 2-3 times he might have got the order wrong, but it's already somebody else's fault. You know what I mean? One of them, that's a Greg, yeah. And he's in lots of plumbing merchants across the UK, and I'm sure Annette has met him many times.
Look out for Greg.
There's a lot of different characters. Yeah, it's there's a lot of different types of people, and I think they are funny, and I just think some of these people love their job, and they might say they don't, but this Greg guy that he does love his job, and if he had to change jobs, he wouldn't like it very much. He thrives on the fact that he has to order you something and get it in tomorrow, or if he's got it in stock. These people.
So, I hate him. To be quite honest, I never liked him.
I feel like it's about Greg now.
We're gonna get so many things like, "Hey, my name is Greg, and I work in."
Yeah. But no, you do get lots of different characters, and it's like you say, like analysing them and that, and then working them out. And it's like that for us when we go on site. You don't know who you're gonna walk into. Like when you get a job, do you? You speak to them on the phone, and you get a general. Sometimes you can get totally the wrong idea. I walked into a job, and it was like the woman was like, "Oh, hello. Come into my house." And I'm like, right, take your shoes off.
Yeah.
Walk in, look at the job, price it up. And I'm thinking, she's going to be a nightmare. Do you know what I mean? One of these like posh, snobby type women. Right? Oh, couldn't be any further from the truth. Most lovely woman you'll ever meet in your life. So accommodating, teas, coffees, loving the fact that you're there, putting her heating system in.
Appreciate
But just
you.
because she speaks a little bit posh, I've got the wrong end of the stick straight away. Do you know what I mean?
Never judge a book by its cover.
Exactly. innit?
And that's kind of my role, is like every single person, you've just got to see every minute what happens and what's spoken about and things like that, because you just can't assume. If you assume, like you say, you can really muck up. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so
But sometimes you can have it right on first impression. Let's be right, yeah. You can.
I mean, I had a good impression about you, and you've stepped up to the plate, so.
no one has a good impression.
You had a
of
good
me.
impression of me, right?
And you got it wrong. You got it wrong.
I thought you was actually going to like then
Compliment
mimic
you.
me.
No, I wasn't
do an
gonna
impression of him. Beep beep beep. Okay, yeah. Go on.
So you got a job with Talon.
Yes.
So yeah, tell us a little bit about
What's that? How long
Talon.
you been there?
5 years.
5
5 whole
years.
years, yeah. It's mad, really.
That's a lot of clips, isn't it?
That's a lot of clips.
That's a lot of clips. How many clips do you produce a year?
Well, considering we pack like 1 million parts a day. Million parts a day, 1 million. Which I think is mad.
When did Talon start?
It's 40 next year.
Ooh, nearly as old as me, catching me up.
Yeah, sorry, I was only born in 91, so.
Oh, 91.
Yeah.
So yeah, 40 years next year. It's,
That's TS15 was like built 1 year, 40 years. So it's mad to think really that it's been around 40 years. Someone came up with it and went to like their boss and said, "I think this will be the next clip. Let's do it." And they said, no.
What was the clip back then? Do you know what was?
I think it was more like the QS clip that we do. So
Like rounded.
the round one. Yeah.
With the little, and it's got the little bit off the body
That's
and it
it.
holds it off the wall a bit further.
Yeah, that's it. So he wanted to do the TS clip shape and said, I think this will be good. And they said, no, I don't think it will be any good. Like, let's just leave it be. And he went back to his garage and basically made one.
Everyone makes something in their garage,
Yeah,
don't they?
it's
In the
always the
plumbing
garage.
industry, it's always the garage, in the garden.
If you've got a garage, you can make a business.
That's exactly how AD started, with somebody
it?
doing it in their garage.
Wow.
And that's how that
I just
occurred.
think, like, if you've got that kind of mentality and you think, look, I think this is going to be
You
good,
just do it.
you
No matter
just
what
need
anyone
to-
says,
yeah,
you just do
go
it,
for
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So we created the clip in his garage.
Yeah, and then went to like a builder or someone and said, what do you think of this, or plumber? And he said, yeah, I'll take 2,000. And he went back and went, got to make 2,000. And there he did make 2,000, and that's how the business
How much did he sell them for?
£1 million.
That's the most expensive plumbing job ever.
Yeah, some people are quiet.
Yeah, it's good though to like know the history or a bit of the history about how it started and that. Like I'm always interested in that sort of thing. But yeah, so you've been with them 5 years.
Yes.
Have you been same role or promotion or?
So I actually started when I lived in Southend, and I started on the central region, which is like going up to Birmingham and things. So like top of North London up to Birmingham, and that
You've
was
got to have
my
some
area.
good tyres then, didn't you?
Yes, absolutely. Nice car. And it was great because it just meant I got to know the products and everything. But obviously the southeast would have been a better area for me. And then 5 months in, the southeast area came up, and so I'd finished my probation 6 months, took on the southeast role, and then we went into COVID, went into lockdown. So it was kind of weird to then be on a new area, not know any of my customers, and then have to ring them all up and go, hi, it's Annette from Talon. They're going, who?
Yeah.
Because you've got no connection with anybody.
So you constantly deal with the merchants, and then you go to different merchants in the southeast. What's sort of the general gist of?
Yeah, so I used to go into merchants, used to do a few merchants a day, but now we've gone into house building. So talking to developers and especially new builds and people, because we've got the Pipe Snug and Flue Snug product. We took them on last year. They were on Dragon's Den, and then...
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
Did you?
I was thinking to myself,
that is a decent product.
I was thinking, I see Dragon's Den, and then I see them out on the market on Instagram, and I thought, whoa, I see these guys on Dragon's Den. I'm going to follow them. Do you know what I mean?
Were they plumbers?
So Chris and Alex, who is his partner, they're not partners. Chris was in the building trade and basically came up with the smaller versions, 32s and 40s, and the pipe snugs for soil pipe. So soil and waste pipe, just make it a lot easier, no sand and cement. So he just thought that's a great idea. And then a lot of people asked about flues. So then he came up with Flue Snug. So it just means, again, you don't have to sand and cement.
Well, it's all to do with the Part L, isn't it, as well? Because every new build now has to be grommeted. It's to do with the grommet, isn't it?
Yeah, it has to be airtight.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the sales thing behind it, I think, because all new builds now. Did you know that? Yeah. You're not meant to sand and cement them, are you? I think it's meant to be a grommet type fixing.
Well, it just
When you
lasts
pass the
longer
pipe
as
through a
well.
hole. I think it's more convenient.
Oh, it's so much better.
You know,
So
if
much
you've
better.
got to
a lot
work on that
easier.
in the future, if you've got to take a flue out in the future,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? But there has been a lot of people saying, well, because they
Depends on the boiler manufacturer.
Yeah, it
doesn't
depends
it?
on the boiler
Yeah.
manufacturer. I think all flues should be screwed anyway, to avoid pulling it out, sort of thing. But I think it's a good product.
It's always the simple things that make a difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
But I've got to admit that, right? I do walk into the merchant sometimes and I pick up a pipe snug, thinking it's a Flue Snug.
Oh, yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, we've got new packaging. So
Right.
I hope
See?
we've got new packaging.
That's why we got her on here, right? To promote it. You're not going to make the mistake I've made. When I get on site and I go, oh, sugar, me timbers. It's a pipe snug, not a Flue Snug. But
You're not the first to say that. So
yeah. But new packaging, so that problem has been eradicated.
Yeah, and it says Talon on it, so it just means that more people are going to hopefully link Talon and Pipe Snug and Flue Snug together.
No, nice products.
quite
They look good when they're in. It looks a neat job.
And Flue Snugs have been in the finalists for 2 awards this year. So,
Have they?
yes,
Wow.
H&V and construction. London Construction Awards, so that's good.
I need to get some flu snugs.
So now you're selling flu snugs as well as clips.
Yes, yeah. So I think the developer side of things will be interesting because that's quite difficult to get into, especially when you've been in merchants. But yeah, no, like I think that everything's got to take its, got to kind of find the next avenue, don't you? Because most people might know about pipe snugs and flu snugs, but I'm not sure that people that are building like massive developments know about every product on the market.
No, but obviously with that being a new build thing, that's where, like you say, that's what you got to concentrate on. That's because you've got the plumbers, obviously, but then you need that other avenue of the major big house developers or like councils who are new building and all that need to know about this stuff that will get them through the Part L and all that.
Well, also that it's quicker and easier. Like not everyone wants to pay someone to stand there with a bucket and sand and
I
cement.
hate it.
Oh, that was the worst, isn't it?
Sand and cement. That's what I was doing.
Do you know what I hate?
Tube of mortar and going like that. I don't want to mix it up. I don't want to do that.
Do you know what I never done?
Fine water.
What a lot of people do, I see on Instagram, they brick up the wall as well. There's no chance you see me do that.
What do you do? Just leave it open?
No, but I'll get someone
You got
else.
another window?
I'll get someone else to do it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are finding that they're paying someone to go around and make good on loads of things. And
I
actually,
just wouldn't.
you don't
I never
need
got
to do
into
that.
it.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not a bricklayer.
I do. I brick up old flues.
Yeah, we've
and all
seen
that.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Not a good.
Nothing wrong with it. It's good.
Different colour brick.
I'm very yellow bricks on a red house.
But if you can imagine the difference in what you might knock up and like try and make good instead of actually just making it clean, clear, easy.
Yeah.
And it just looks so much better. I know from my point of view as someone, if I got you guys in to do some work on my house, if I'm paying you silly money, the last thing I want is it to
Silly
be,
money? Who told you about that?
if I'm paying you
Very
any
Basically
money.
said expensive.
Very reasonable rates here. Thank you very much, Annette.
Yes. Well, you get what you pay for, right?
Yeah, that's it. People pay me in peanuts.
Get monkey.
Yes.
So I think the main thing is I want things to look good.
Yeah.
I want to see a finished product. I mean, it's a bit like if I had someone doing a boiler in my house, I want black clips because it's black overflow and I want a black collar and I don't want it to be mismatched.
But you because you work in the industry, you appreciate that.
But it's a little bit like if you go to a restaurant and you go into the bathroom.
You need to go to
You
the
notice
homeowners,
everything.
love. That's what you need to
I
do.
need to
You
go-
need to go around the homeowners and say, what you need here, right? is black
Upgrade your clips.
Yeah.
You need
I just
black
knock on
clips.
every door
Have
like
a
a
look at
window
these Instagram
salesman.
pictures.
Yeah.
Look how beautiful that looks. Do you know what I mean?
You know, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
want to make it look a little bit more satisfying and pleasing on the eye.
Yeah.
Well,
I've got a question.
not so much me, but like a few people.
How was, if you know the answer, how was Talon sort of innovated over the years? Like, what have they introduced?
To try and stay up with like the trends.
They've introduced
Just
Annette.
like-
She's there. She's brought it to the next level.
Yeah, well, obviously it's clips, isn't it? So it's very hard to like innovate. But is there what new products do they bring out over the years?
So things, I think the thing is we're always trying to look at new products.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
so not just a pipe clip is our slogan, and it's on the front of our brochures because
Okay.
a lot of people will be like, oh, it's just the TS15 and it's just in that colour.
Never used that word ever
And-
in my life.
I've never heard
It's
of
just a
TS15.
TS15.
I've never heard of
It's a
TS15.
TS50.
It's a
It's a
Talon
Talon
clip.
clip,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a bit like the Hoover side of things. But we actually have like 750 products.
Have you?
750. Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, I know of like 28, 22, 15, 35.
So you think,
Blue snug, pipe snug.
Yeah.
That's 7.
How
Okay.
can you count 700?
I've only got 7.
so yeah, so
Yeah,
obviously,
not a lot of people know
List
that.
them.
But for example, even like the TS16, which is a 16mm pipe clip, is really important to know about because if you're working with,
Well,
You're
I
getting
never
too technical
knew.
now.
are you serious?
I never knew about the 16mm clip, and that is for underfloor heating pipe work, isn't it?
Or not even that, not just that, because if
right.
you have 15mm copper
got
and
14?
15mm plastic, we do,
Okay.
and
16mm actually.
14's
what is
underfloor
it?
as
What is
well.
it? The PEC stuff, is it? That stuff, yeah.
yeah. So obviously, a lot of people are trying to use 15mm clips with pipe that isn't quite
Guilty.
15 mil. Yeah. And you're smacking them over the head and then going, all right, babes.
Go in. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't have to deal with that a lot at all. So
Yeah.
so I'm like, do you know about the 16 mil? And they go, no. And then they use it and go, I wish I knew about this sooner. Is it new? And you go, no, it's been around years.
Well, you should tell me more about that. Then, you know, is that you'll be telling me
they-
there's a 28 mil clip
Do they
or
sell them?
25 blue one? Is there?
Yes.
Oh, is there?
Yes. There's also black.
Is there a 20 mil pipe clip?
Yes.
25, 20.
Yes.
What else is there? 8 mil.
Yeah.
6.
No.
There is 6 mil pipe.
16.5.
Oh, we're getting through these now.
We're up to 100.
Yeah. I never knew there was 700 sizes of pipe, to be quite honest with you.
No, but there's so obviously each clip that's like yellow, red, blue, black, brown, grey.
Yeah.
They're all
Is a
obviously different
product,
products.
Yeah.
We've got the spaces for the colours. We've got the nail clips in the colours red and blue.
Yes.
A lot of people are using them
Seen
now,
them, yeah.
especially new build again. Or if you've got like an apprentice or something, surely it would be good to actually make sure that they know what's going where. And then if you
Good to colour
go
code
back
it,
in
yeah.
it. Yeah, I mean, I don't want it in my house, in my kitchen, but I would like it throughout in the loft or under the floor or whatever. So at least if something goes wrong as well,
You
at
can
least I
identify
know what it is.
yeah. It's not a bad thought process on it. That's not a bad thought process. I don't like seeing the colours under boilers. I'm one of them.
Right. What about like one at the top
No,
and then
I don't like that.
You don't
I'm
like seeing what?
not going to pacify you. I do
I'm not going to cry either.
No,
Don't
I
panic.
don't. I just don't like seeing coloured clips under boilers. That's just me as a person. But
feel
other
like
people
that.
might be different. But my
I think
opinion, I don't.
I would like them like every few meters.
They do gold clips as well, don't they?
No,
Do they not?
we do chrome.
Chrome, yeah.
Obviously, you have the
And the Talon and the
Chrome.
pipes,
pipe covers as
chrome,
well. Just like
yeah,
we
sleeves
get-
and all
that's
that. Yeah,
150 now.
So snappets, yeah. So we started out with white snappets, as everyone has,
yeah.
and then we've got chrome, we've got anthracite, easy for me to say, and black.
I've just done the maths, Pete. 100 products, 7 different colours. That's 700 products. mate.
No,
No, right.
Does that work? That's the maths, isn't it?
that's
Done
the
it.
maths. Yeah,
Sort of.
that's the
If
maths.
you're not far off, Kieran.
You think we do like pipe cover? We do plugs.
Do they still do that? Like, you know that the clips, right? They do. The clips actually have like the little things on so you can clip over a shrouding.
Yep.
Do they still do that?
Yep.
I ain't seen it for ages and years. But you
Yeah,
still
the
do
pipe
it.
cover clips over our clips.
Yeah.
So it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. So it's like a boxing, isn't it?
That's correct. And we
What-
even got boiler boxes.
What-
So a boiler box, which is basically under the boiler. If it's in someone's kitchen and they don't want to tile it or box it in, you literally have a box that clips over the top.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about this. Are these
Clip
sold
up.
in shop?
Clip over
Yeah.
the boiler.
No, under.
Oh, just to hide the pipe
hide
work.
the pipe
under
work.
it.
Yeah, which
Is
is
it-
obviously a lot easier to clip on, clip off when.
I never knew about that either.
knew.
And that clips onto the clips.
Where do you sell these
That's
products?
amazing. How did we not know this? I'm getting chippies round to build little boxings and tilers
what I
to
mean.
tile it and all that, and you're telling me
Yeah.
I just needed to clip a box over that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but you might have to make it fit. You know what it's like when you're trying to.
But everything for
It's all
Talon is,
custom.
What
is
is the
easy.
is it cut? Did you cut it
You
down?
can
in
cut
that?
it down.
Yeah.
There's 3 different sizes, and then you can cut it.
What are
down.
the sizes?
I don't know off the top of my.
Where do they? Is this a new product?
No.
No, you just said
Where
that.
do they sell this?
At Talon.
No, 'cause in the merchant. What merchants do you
giveaway,
sell
mate.
this?
There's a few merchants. A few Southend and things like that.
Orderable. Is it mainly an orderable product?
Yes.
It's not a stock item.
No, I mean
Okay,
there are
That's
some.
probably why.
Yeah, I think the problem is a lot of people. I could go in and I could say boiler box is amazing, and everyone goes amazing, but if no one has it out the front, like on display,
Do you have Talon brochures in the shop?
yes,
So pick up a brochure and they've got 700 products, things that you'll never
750.
know about.
750.
750.
But if you're anything like Annette, she won't have the boiler box because she likes to see the black clips and the shiny pipe under her boilers.
People need to do that more, didn't they, online?
What?
You need to do it on your next boiler.
What?
Get a Talon.
Get a Talon, yeah.
See, you know,
Sort me one out, Annette. Along with a flu snug.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all there for you to see. When is my next boiler change? Don't know. Yeah, I'm not very busy at the moment. Don't know why.
It is quite quiet out there, I have to say.
Yeah, it's got quieter out there, isn't it? Did you notice that in the COVID? Did you notice it hugely? Was it a huge? Because obviously there's still works going on. Yeah, like
I think it was busier in COVID.
it
definitely.
was busier in COVID.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a revelation. So there was lots of building work going on, lots of plumbers out there still working in lockdown.
Well, it was more that obviously for schools and hospitals and mainly hospitals, they still need plumbing work and clips.
Do you do the Munson rings and all that as well?
Yes.
Yeah, the brass stuff.
Yeah, and rubber line clips as well.
Yes, love the rubber line clips.
But yeah, we supported the hospitals and things in COVID, so that was quite important for us to be a part
Did
of.
you work alongside Mr. Lawton?
No, not sure about that.
Oh, right, because he did that in the old Nightingale hospitals. Did you supply to the Nightingales?
I'm not sure. Not sure which hospitals it was.
Right, okay. They was the big hospitals that never got
Needed.
used.
Oh,
do you know what I
really?
mean?
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't think they really got used, did they? Do you remember the Nightingale hospital? Massive, great thing, but...
Well, I think
was-
it's better that we don't use it if you don't need it.
You're quite big on social media now, aren't you, Talon, as a company?
Yeah, I think that it was very important for Talon to try and keep up with the times. They never had much of a social media side. We only had like one girl in the office that was working, trying to get social media started.
Yeah.
We went up to a team of 3. And now there's Jade and Mike that do most of the hard work. They are the people that I send videos to and go, help, please edit these. And we've got Colin that was also sales rep doing the same, trying to get out there a little bit more.
Well, we say this all the time, don't we? If you're a company now, you've got to be on social media.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like a
Eventually,
no-brainer.
you do fall behind.
I
Not
think
all
it's
the
just
marketing's
longer.
done on social media, but it's a big part of it.
I think it is a big part. I mean, the marketing guys get us into like magazines a lot more now. Again, like those awards I was talking about. Without them, we wouldn't be able to get involved in that kind of thing.
It's
They're
all these
doing-
1% differences that make
Can
a
you-
difference.
Yeah,
innit?
of course.
Can you gauge how much difference social media makes, or what you can you gauge of how much money you bring in a year revenue from social media?
I
Is there
don't
a
think
way
I
of
never
gauging?
know these answers.
No,
No, but what's quite interesting was the only reason that I think black clips took off as much as they did was because the girl that was in charge of the social media told my boss, hey, I think black clips are the next thing. Posted on socials, and all of a sudden everyone went, oh, they look better. That looks nice. That looks smart.
So you could basically gauge from black clip sales how
that's
much
so-
money you've
yeah.
made off of social media to a sort of
Well,
like...
just the difference. I think it actually went up by like 400% the sales.
Wow.
Yeah, and I know that sounds silly when you sell boxes
No,
of 1,000,
but
but the difference in just having, like we said, you don't know about loads of products. If we hadn't have posted them on social media, would they be
Exactly,
popular
people
now?
wouldn't know.
How do you know?
I don't think they would.
No.
Because people just like... I never knew about them
No.
until social media. I never clapped eyes on one in my life.
No.
It was always like white clips, and you just go into a merchant's, pick up a bag, and go,
Yeah.
wallop, there's my clips, throw them in the back of the van, and that was it. And you didn't think anything else of
No.
it. And then when you looked at social media, you think,
Hang on a minute.
I remember it was Mike Rely, and I went, where do you get those clips from? It was like they're telling me, like, what?
Yeah,
There's black clips.
yeah.
I like the look of that. I'm
Yeah.
going to go with that. And
Well,
like, it's just like, yeah, it's people like that who have really promoted that
Yeah.
on just because of
Just one post
Visual,
can
yeah.
make a difference.
a visual post, and it does. They do look impressive. I know a lot of
It's
people.
important for new businesses as well.
Yeah.
Like Talon, been going 40 years, so they're like,
Yeah,
have a very good name.
You need
Yeah.
a different. Sometimes you just need that different to like boost you again, don't you? Because you can carry
Absolutely.
carry on. But then if you come up with it, even if you say it's a gimmick, if it
yeah.
bang,
Even that, it sounds silly, but it's sort of innovating because you're just by adding a colour. Like, it hasn't
course.
got to be tech innovation.
No.
It's like just product innovation of colour.
definitely.
Yeah, I think even, you guys have seen the Black Link space kicking off. And I mean, just bringing that out was great. Joyce clips. The day we had the easy Joyce clips, and I was so buzzing to go around to my merchants and show people. First place I went into, went in and I was like, look at these are amazing, these are gonna be great. And then the plumber I showed, but in some merchant, the first thing he asked me, do you do them in black?
Do you know what? Right,
And my
really?
boss was probably thinking to himself, Annette's going off about black clips again.
Do you know what? I remember when it came out because I took the piss
Yeah.
out of it.
What?
because it's sort of like
What, in black or just
in black
Yeah.
because
It goes,
it's a joist clip.
yeah. So you're
It's
not going to
not
see
a visual
it.
thing.
Yeah, so why do they care about it being
But
black?
people do. People do.
crazy.
But then the
That
funny
shows
thing
they
is,
care about their installation.
absolutely,
not
and
that you're
people
gonna
want
see it.
videos, and people
Well, I think
do put it on
it's a visual
socials.
thing again for the installation of black clips and that whole Instagram
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So again, there is a call for it.
Yeah.
Which at the time I was like,
Wow.
I think I said, oh, that's it. I think the thing I did was something along the lines of my price is higher than. He said, why is your price so high? Because I'm an Instagram plumber and I'm going to do your choice clips in black. So I think that's what it was on the day you launched them.
Yeah.
I think I'd done that. And you just think, I thought to myself, why? But obviously there's a call for it.
There is a
All
call.
well and good.
Yeah, yeah. Well, even snap it in different colours, obviously with the white and the chrome. Then anthracite was massive in bathrooms and
Sorry. Very unprofessional of me.
what's new?
Keep that in.
No, I think just the way that the bathroom side of things moves so fast as well. We've got to stay on top of that. Like we're going to have to. We've got new colours that are pending. We're excited about it because
What colours? Pink.
Exclusive.
colours.
Pink.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
Or just, I mean, even brush brass is one of those colours that all the bathrooms are coming out with now. And if we don't, start doing something about that, then someone else will. So.
I think you should do a rainbow one. You know what I mean? Take a bit of pride in your work.
But you think all the bathrooms were anthracite, everyone's houses were
Are you
anthracite.
trying to make a joke?
You like that? Went over her head and all.
Yeah,
She dismissed that. So I'm not even gonna come to that level, Peter.
I thought it was funny.
Robbie laughed.
He did.
But
No, different
Kieran's going.
different colours, the bathroom side of things, you've got to, like, black bathrooms are definitely more prominent now than anthracite is, even though last year my sales for anthracite were 75%. It just it changes all the time and you've kind of got to keep up to date with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, new colours of Snap It are definitely something we've got in the pipeline.
I'm not a fan of black bathrooms, to be fair, because not in this area.
Well, I'm not cleaning them. Yeah, exactly. That's
The
unbelievable.
scale
yeah.
is terrible, isn't it? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? On the shower trays and everything.
I know. I don't know why anyone would have a black shower tray because I wouldn't have in my house.
No.
Just because. I mean, I think it looks beautiful,
Yeah.
and I like all
when
that.
it's first installed.
Yeah.
For a month. Yeah.
Yeah, when I go around like the bathroom showrooms and stuff, you can see how beautiful it would look. But whether someone uses it or not, I don't know how it works. But I do like black radiators. I think they're quite nice. I don't know.
They're
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So obviously the industry is sort of high percentage of males.
Yes.
So how have you found it being in as a female? How has it been in the trade industry?
On the first woman at Talon to be in the sales, the regional sales, but we actually have quite a lot of women in Talon, which is nice. And I think out and about now, I see a lot more reps that are female, but it's definitely male dominated, which is fine. It takes time, doesn't it? There's a lot more female plumbers I see on Instagram that are doing the rounds.
Yeah, it's
think
definitely
are-
becoming more popular, isn't it, for
Yeah.
females getting
Yeah.
in the trade?
I
Yeah.
like to see the females in the trade, but what I will say is, right, if you ask, right, no, this is not a negative, right? If you ask, right,
Yeah,
out of 1 to 10 females, what they would rather do,
yeah,
ask them if they'd want to be a plumber or they'd want to work in beauty.
yeah.
I think majority of them would say beauty.
I mean, who are you asking?
I think that's on a gauge. And a realistic question is, right?
I would never want to work.
I'm not. Yeah, but I'm not. I'm just saying.
But how many women have you asked, or how do you know?
Yeah, where's your survey?
Yeah,
I've not got a survey. I've not got a survey. I'm just saying, like, realistically, if you,
I mean, you could have said
if you ask
anything
1 out of
else.
10 women, would they want to be a plumber, putting
work
around
in
down the
law.
toilet, or work in law. or something else?
Yeah, not beauty.
They wouldn't. What's wrong with that? There's nothing.
That's
wrong
a bit
with
like
that.
saying to a guy.
But it's like saying a plumber is a male job. And I'm just saying, like, beauty would associate with a female job. There's nothing wrong with saying that.
That's why the number's going to be lower, generally. That's what you're trying to
but that's what I'm saying.
I think that starts from people being a kid. Like, you see on a T-shirt for girls, there's going to be butterflies, and on a T-shirt for boys, there's going to be...
Pete used to play with Barbies.
Yeah, with Ken.
And dress up. Yeah.
And how he's demanding...
Hey, Barbie, you want to go out on a date?
No!
Don't put your hand there, Ken.
Oh, my God.
You went down this road, aren't you? Right, do you know what I mean?
We should dress up as
No,
Barbie
but what I'm
and Ken.
saying is there's nothing wrong, right, with... I'm not saying... Because that is just society in general.
Of course,
right?
and I think that the more...
All well and good to women who want to get in the trade. I've got nothing against that at all. I'm all pro
What are you
for
against
it.
then?
I'm not against anything,
Oh.
but I'm all pro for it. But when
I think he's just saying it's normal
say,
that it's going to be lower.
But when it's when people say like, it's not fair for women. There's not enough things. I think there's plenty of opportunity for women in the trade. That's what I'm saying. But there are a lot of things against them, as in because it's male dominated.
Yeah, I think it's like you say, it's not going to be 50-50 from, like, if you asked a child, like a classroom of kids, they're not all going to, like, the boys aren't all going to say plumbers.
Boys will say footballers.
Right. And what I'm saying is that no one really kind of knows where you're going to go in life, but you're saying that actually most blokes are going to go, actually I can do the heavy lifting of the boilers and I can do the bathroom side of things, and I think maybe other people are going to say, actually I don't want to do the dirty work
I think there could be more. It might be out there, I don't know. It might not be big enough for people to know, but
I think it starts at school.
like, because women will, like, is it, I always get the name, Elise or Ellis?
Yeah, Elise.
So at first she was scared to go to college.
That's the kind of thing.
So there needs to be, like, from the school to the college, there needs to be something in between where there's, like, to make them feel comfortable to go. There might be out there, I don't know. But
I think it's
like some community to...
Yeah, I think it starts at home as well. I think it starts at school. I think that, you know, I'm quite like blunt, probably guessed, but I'm quite a blunt person. I'm quite outgoing. I won't put up with any shy either. Like, I think that I then come across as people go, oh, well, she's aggressive or she's like this, that and the other, but they wouldn't say that about a bloke. So I think that my dad was very much like, you be you, and also don't put up with any shit. So I've always grown up with, if you want to go and do something, you can do it. Like, I grew up on a farm, so my strength was way more than, you know, other maybe women or girls. And I just, I never ever shied away from doing anything. You know, I was always driving the tractors and I was always heavy lifting.
Yeah.
And I think if I had got into a point where that's something that I wanted to go into in industry, and I think, you know, no offense to all the plumbers and heating engineers, but I think I could do that if I trained.
Yeah, of course you could. Anyone could do it.
Yeah, it's not.
Anyone could do it.
It's not a male-female thing. I just think it starts at school it starts academics.
It starts way before school. It starts back historically. Men have been in industry.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where it's been. That's where it started from. Just men being in industry. Men went to work. Women stayed at home with the kids and all that. That's how it was. That's how it was, and that's where it's come from. And people still look at it that way.
Yeah.
Because they're old school and it's embedded in them. Do you know what I mean? That's just how they are. But there is obviously now women are going out into the workplace. I'm not just saying like it's not just happening in the plumbing industry.
No,
it's like you say, it's in the like the trade, stock markets, law, etc. Across the whole thing. But because of the, you know, within the trades, like you say, it's very male dominated because working class.
Yeah.
It's a working class industry, and that's why that's come from there. But there's nothing to say that women can't do it.
Absolutely.
But that's embedded in a lot of women's minds as well.
It's just making them feel comfortable that they can do it. It's like that.
And like you said, colleges and stuff. If you're the only woman in a college, and it's all blokes. And obviously, there's no like.
I wonder if they promote women to go there. Like they could even. You don't want to divide men and women, but they could do an open day for women, or like I don't know if there was.
But then it's very like, I am quite like bold in the sense that I've been into a lot of situations where I've walked into merchants and I've had things said to me, or I've worked, I worked with press tools and I had a whole stand full of press tools to show people coming in like a trade day. And I had a plumber come in and he said, and he was obviously quite overweight and hairy and, his bum was hanging out.
How's he getting lofts?
And his name was, what was it, Greg?
Yeah.
And
It's a callback, that.
Yeah, and he came up to me and said, "Oh, bloody hell, why have they hired you? Aren't you just a distraction?"
What?
Right?
Oh,
but my
God.
immediate response is, because this is my personality, I said, I'm sure, if we were hired based on how we looked, you'd be out of work. And he was like, "Oh, it's just a joke." And I went, "Yeah, it's just a joke, isn't it? It's just banter,
That's
honey.
it, yeah.
Surely you're okay, or do you want to sit down?"
Yeah.
There's
great
so
answer, great comeback. No,
That was good, yeah.
that's brilliant.
But you have to be a bit like that, because people will say things to you all the time to like undermine you or degrade you, or say, "Why would you know about that?" And you kind of have to know more, and you kind of have to be bolder, and you kind of have to have all these like little snippets of answers to make sure that you are like on it.
But these blokes, these blokes are those male chauvinist, narcissistic pricks with that mentality.
But most people don't even know that they're doing it, or they don't even know how bad it is. Like there's a lot of things
I don't see how
that
it affects that person.
Yeah,
what
and
they say.
I say
Oh, you know
things-
what? We'll put this out on TikTok, and you will get a lot of idiots out there, which they did with Elise's.
that was unbelievable.
It was awful, just absolutely awful.
Yeah.
And I don't know why people see things like that as banter, because, like I said, it weren't banter that at all. But again, we being sexist, it's not a great thing. It's just it's so old hat, and you just look like such a fucking moron when you do it. You know what I mean? An absolute moron if you're a sexist.
I think it's sexism and racism that I get come up against, because actually, being a white woman, people say things to me all the time that are actually like horrendous, and I write notes, or I will ring my boss and say, "I'm not going in there again if that's the conversation that's being had."
Really?
Yeah, I'm serious. Like, there's been some horrendous things that just been said at me, as in like, I'm gonna just agree and laugh with, and I go, "Well, I don't know why you're saying that to me. Or why you? I don't want to be in this conversation," and I walk out. And I've got to do my job, but at the same time, there are some people that just say things that I think are horrendous, and I won't part with it, but at the same time, I'm at work. So
yeah. Is that line, isn't there?
Yeah.
I think there's that like a lot of people when they say it's banter, right? Well, it's like banter, but me and him can have a joke, and we'll go pretty like far with
but
jokes.
you
It's
can go,
between us.
If you know that person,
we know it's banter. But if you're somebody you don't know, you shouldn't be doing that with somebody you don't know.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
And I mean, I'm a swearer.
Yeah,
It's well known that I swear a lot.
Fuck
but
off.
there's certain people that you don't introduce yourself by doing that. So you
It's first
read
impressions,
the room.
isn't it?
Yeah, you read the room, and like your behaviour kind of goes off that. But I think that it's just important to. I think it's important to pull people up on what they say. Like you could banter with me. You could tell me that I look attractive or I look nice today and all that. That's not creepy. That's fine. When it's like, "I can't wait to get you in a room on your own," that's not banter.
No.
That's threatening.
Yeah.
And actually,
That's predatory.
but people go, "Oh, it's just banter.
No.
I'm just telling you look nice." There's a
What
massive
people have
difference.
actually gone that far in the shops.
I mean, simple, like I used to stay away with work quite a lot. And obviously I'm on my own and I would go and stay in a hotel or an Airbnb and I'd go to a restaurant, or one time I got told there's a really nice pub up the road where you can get some food. And I was like, perfect, I'll just walk up the road. And I walked in and I went to walk up to the bar, and the group, they're like 50, right? And there's like 4 of them. And they're at the bar and they go, "Way, you're brave walking in here on your own."
Oh, really?
Oh my God.
I was like, what is that
Why
meant
would
to
you
mean?
say that?
What's that meant to mean?
Did you walk out?
No, I got a pint of Guinness. I ordered a pie and I sat next to them and I said,
And arm wrestled everyone.
Yeah.
And beat them.
beat them to the pulp. But I spoke to them, talked to them, and then I asked them a few questions and like about life, like, oh, how comes you live near here? Like, ha ha ha. And then I said, and then they mentioned like, I said, oh, do you have any kids and stuff like that? And they said, oh yeah, I have a daughter called. And I said, I'll stop you there. Just want to go back to when I walked into this pub and you said that to me. What would you do if you overheard somebody say that to your daughter? And they went, oh, well, not thought about it like that. Yeah, but you need to think about it like that. It's not, you didn't worry me, but someone else might walk into that pub and then want to walk out and stuff. It's not nice.
You see that there though.
Yeah.
Right? So I often, I've got 3 daughters and I think that myself. I think if anyone spoke to my daughter like that, so that puts me on, prevents me from saying things out of line to women, because that's the first thing that comes into my head. If
But most people have got wives or daughters or sisters or mums.
It's very hypocritical, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And double standard. But that says to me that them blokes, they're in the pub most nights and they're not thinking of their families. Do you know what I mean? Because there are blokes out there who go straight from work to the pub.
Yeah.
Come home, expect their dinner on the table still,
Yeah.
right? And they're like,
Kids
oh,
in the
because
bed.
I've gone to work and I've provided for the family, that gives me the right to do what I want.
And most of the time, the women have been in work as well.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And they're expecting the
We've
women
made
to
a
do
rod.
everything
Yeah.
at home still,
Yeah.
even though they've been at work all day.
Yeah. We really shot ourselves in the foot when we said we want to go to work. Because actually, we're going to work, looking after the kids, looking after the
still do it
animals
all.
and the housework, and then still got dinner on the table.
Don't get me wrong. There are families where the woman stays at home and she is the homemaker still,
Which
and
is-
the man goes to work, and they know their role, and it works sweet.
Yeah, of
he
course.
comes home, blah blah blah. They get on. They're very
course.
old school, and that still works for people. And there's nothing wrong with it.
Well, it's like you have to with nursery feeds and things like that.
Yeah.
Like people have to make choices and not go.
Yeah,
to
you have
work
no
for certain
choice, do
things.
you?
No,
Yeah.
and that's that's the way of the world, unfortunately. But yeah, no, I think there is a lot to say about more women being in the industry. I think seeing more women reps, seeing more women like on the stand at like events like FEX, just an installer makes a big difference to people like me, because actually I can walk around and have a bit more conversation that might work for me, or be like, oh, actually, I didn't know that you work for that company. And just a bit.
It all helps, doesn't it?
just
Social
seeing
media
other people.
exhibitions to get women to feel more comfortable. And
Yeah.
And interviews, like you had before about going to the colleges and things. I think that more of those conversations where people are called out for making women feel uncomfortable, trying to do something a bit different, or trying to do a trade that is seen as masculine, or is very, very important. Just even talking about it today is obviously highlighting the fact that actually we don't need to belittle people for trying to do something a bit different, or make women feel stupid for being stronger than them, or being able to do the class better, or like we've just got to be a little bit more attentive to what our friends and family say, because there are people in friends' family, you'd be at a barbecue and you say, oh, I'm actually training to be a plumber, and there'll be Uncle Greg saying
He's a pratty, Greg, he's a...
Have I never heard of Greg?
no, I haven't either, or Auntie Karen,
Yeah,
saying,
that's what I was going to say. I didn't want to say
yeah.
Karen though. It's like the other word
Yeah,
for
that's
Karen.
yeah. So they might say, oh, why are you doing that? And we've all got to be a bit like, well, why not? Let's see how you get on. Like, why not? So I think it's just everybody and what they say. I mean, we can all think of something that someone said at school, or someone said, and how we've carried that with us for years. And actually, it matters what everybody says. It matters when someone says, you're doing a good job, or I think that's a nice thing that you're doing. So
You could be the strongest person in the world, but it could still affect you.
absolutely. Absolutely. And we can all think of something that someone said and we've gone, ugh, that hurt.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'm the strongest person in this room because I beat Kieran in an arm wrestle the other week, and I still feel vulnerable.
I need to beat you at arm wrestle. I think
He did beat. Did you see the video?
Yeah, he's kicked his ass.
I did, didn't I?
No,
He didn't,
What do you
did
mean?
he?
not.
I did
He
kick
cheated.
Yes.
He cheated.
No, I did not.
Yes, Annette.
How
I
dare
love
you?
you. I love you.
How dare you? I beat him 3 times.
Ah.
Oh, dear.
No, it's fair. Forget it. It's an ongoing joke.
Yeah, how do you find all the exhibitions and
I love them. I think they're great.
Great,
I
you
think-
know.
Yeah, I just love them. The buzz I get off seeing people and people that love their job, people that like seeing new products. I absolutely get a massive buzz from going to these events. Yeah, it's long, and I think Tyson said about his feet hurting and stuff like that when he went to his. But
yeah, people don't realise how hard it is to stand on the stand for like 3 days.
and also my face hurts. I get in the car after, and when it's been 3 days or something, because I've been smiling at everyone and talking to everybody. You just don't realise how absolutely knackered you can be. So, and most like reps have to then go out in the evening and socialise again. So you leave your hotel room at 7 a.m, you're at work.
It's like you need a week holidays
Yeah.
after an exhibition.
You have to work from home or something because you need to have that downtime. Otherwise, I think you just go cuckoo. No, I love all the events like that, and I definitely would love to do more. I think I keep bugging my boss about doing some more for the house building side of things because there's so many we don't know about. I don't know whether.
I'm sure there's at least 365 events
Probably every day.
that we can go to.
In different countries, so
Yeah,
that's
in different
about
countries,
1,000.
yeah.
No, I don't want to do all them. No.
I wouldn't mind going to the German one. That's massive, isn't it? What's
What
it
one's
called?
that?
Yeah, I got told about. Yeah, was it
huge.
Germany? Yeah,
I
I think it's like every 2 years though.
Yeah, it's massive. That
Right.
one.
But it's like a tool.
Yeah,
Is that the one you're on about?
Yeah, it's massive, isn't it?
I'd like to go to that.
Yeah, I think some of these events can be amazing. And also, again, you see things you don't even know about. We had someone...
Are you going to bring down the boiler case cover thing to the next event?
but we've got, again, an even better stand at FEC, so...
You got any games on it? Got any do any games on it?
No. But
What can we win?
I thought you did games. You did games before.
we
didn't you?
did, and that was my idea, because obviously...
And they shelved it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I think that was a nice conversation.
Thanks.
Is there anything else we want to delve into? Is there anything else you want to say? Do you want to, you know what I mean?
I think we covered a lot.
Yeah. Hopefully. Jade?
Was there anything you wanted to cover, Jade? Jade is actually Annette's minder.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's thinking, come
She's
on,
gonna
we've got
beat
to
me
get
up when
back
we
to
get
the
outside.
office.
Yeah.
You said too much.
I know,
Cool, no.
thanks, Annette. I enjoyed that. As yeah,
You're very welcome. It's
never
been-
knew
Thank
that
you
there
for coming
was
on.
over
We do this
700
arm wrestle after you and Pete.
700 products.
Yeah, and 0%
No,
waste.
750.
750 products
products.
and 0% waste. So environmentally friendly too.
Wow.
I know.
You want to
Look at
see
us
the
go.
back of my van? There's waste in there. Right.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you very much. Thanks
Annette.
for having me. It's
Thank
lovely.
you.
All right, this has been another episode of Off the Job podcast.
Thanks for watching the show on YouTube or listening on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and all other streaming platforms.
If it's your first time watching or not, make sure to subscribe below and follow us on all the big social media stuff like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
For our overtime show on Monday, send us in your stories and comments for it to be read out on the show. Send it in via email, direct message through our social media accounts, or WhatsApp us on 07457 406 259.
And we'll see you on the next episode.